Hi, it's Woody Huffines with Nerds to Go in McKinney and Frisco, Texas, with your nerd nugget of knowledge for today. And today's nerd nugget is phishing doesn't just happen in email. Usually when we think of phishing or social engineering, we think of it in terms of email. And remember, social engineering is just a fancy word for a con game. We all talk about and have heard about the phishing that happens through email, where people try to get you to click on a link or engage with them through an email attachment or an email message that really isn't good for you. But the same thing also happens in social media accounts, in SMS and over the phone. In SMS space, it's called smishing. And in voice space, it's vishing. And in messenger space, well, it's just called spam. If you get an email that you didn't ask for, you probably know what to do, but oftentimes we are surprised by the SMS messages that we get or the messages that we get through the social media accounts, for example, Facebook Messenger. Those accounts and those processes also have phishing and social media attacks in them. So let's talk about social media. Let's say you get a picture from an attractive young lady in your, Instagram account that wants to talk. That's a pretty good idea if you don't know her that it's a bot or a robot campaign where they're sending out information trying to engage people to start talking about things. A good friend of mine, first step he takes when he gets a Instagram picture from some young thing is to take that picture and put it into Google's reverse image search. And then he responds back, "This is interesting. Your profile photo happens to be a stock picture from Photoshop stock. Is that what you do for a living?" Usually stops the exchange right there. The same thing also happens in SMS. You get a text message that's a free vacation, a free this, a free that, some kind of offer through the SMS text messaging and social media messengers like the Facebook Messenger account. If you get a message from somebody that you don't know, the best thing is to just delete it. If you want to engage them and ask some questions, it might be fun, but it really doesn't do you any good. Most of the time, those are bots which send out mass messages in either SMS or in Facebook Messenger or on Instagram or Twitter or whatever to direct message you to engage you in the same way that they use phishing and email attacks. If for some reason you think it might be a real message, you can do a little bit of research. Look to see how many followers that Instagram person has, or look to see how many posts they've got. Look at the profile that it's being sent from to see if it's a real person. The same thing's true in Facebook Messenger. With SMS, you may not get the same opportunity because it may not show everyone that it's been sent to. Bottom line, if you didn't ask for it, you don't know them, just delete it and move on, and certainly don't believe anything that's promised or suggested in the message that you get. Vishing or voice phishing is much the same. You get a phone call and it's a spam phone call, but instead of a recorded voice, you might get somebody that asks you a question or tries to socially engineer you out of things. One of the ones that's been popular now, and I've heard about it with people that I work with in networking groups in the Chamber of Commerce. In one case, a lady got a call that said that her grandson was in jail in Galveston, Texas, and if she sent $3,000, she could get him out of jail. They knew her name, they knew the grandson's name, they knew a bunch of things that could be easily gleaned from social media. Fortunately, she didn't fall for it. She said, "Well, let me call the jail and find out." So that goes back to what we've talked about before, which is separating the channel of communication. If you get an offer or you get a message or you get something that's an SMS or a voicemail, don't respond to that one. So if you get some kind of thing, it's a call for you to spend money, separate the channels of communication. For example, if Ford contacts you regularly through mail to tell you that you've got a warranty problem or a warranty issue, and all of a sudden you get an SMS from them, call Ford. Look up the number someplace else, call Ford. Because these are social engineering attacks. So before you respond to that SMS text or that messenger from Facebook or that Instagram reach out, find out who it is. Take it with a little grain of salt and don't get caught up in another social engineering attack. There's a lot of easy ways to do it. Best place is just, if it's not someone that you know and it's not a message you asked for, delete it and drive on. If this information is helpful to you, click the subscribe button below, ring the notification bell, and you'll find out every time we put one of these out. Thanks for staying with us. I'm Woody Huffines with Nerds to Go in McKinney and Frisco, Texas.